بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد في كتاب الفوائد يقول المصنف رحمه الله تعالى قال إذا نهيت المسكين ثلاثا فلم ينتهي فلا بأس بأن تزجره وتثرثره And here, subhanAllah, the hadith requires some explanation. Whenever you prohibit or you stop a miskin, and the miskin here, the literal meaning of the miskin is a poor person, 3 times, then he will not stop. So this person, so it's not the status of being poor that he's really targeted here, or the aim here to look at the person that he's miskin and you said, stop, don't do that. So here, in the, let's say, in the spirit of enjoining good and forbid evil. However, the miskin, it can be a person, miskin, who cannot help someone themselves by being, behaving good because of lack of knowledge, because of lack of etiquette, because of many things that make this person not able to really to understand, the commands or to understand the etiquette or to understand the behavior. So this is the type of the miskin. So someone miskin like, he cannot help it, someone who's ignorant, someone who's really following, so such, type of concept to be clarified. So we're not talking about miskin, someone poor, when he can ask you something, you said, no, I don't have, and then you'll be, kind of pushing or bullying this person or being harsh to this person. So here we're talking about the miskin as we have mentioned, someone who cannot help it, someone who does not have knowledge, and so on. If someone, such a person, you say, don't do that, it's forbidden, it's haram, it's not from the etiquette, it's not from the akhlaq, but he continues insisting. So this person, there is no way of communication to stop them doing and removing themselves from the thing, ugly thing that they're doing, or the prohibited thing, or some indecency, and so on. So here the Prophet ﷺ in this hadith, as we have mentioned, قَالَ فَلَا بَأْسَ أَن تَزْجُرْهُ. So there is no objection that he will reprimand this person, that you might even, kind of correct them if someone had the ability or have the authorization to do it. So in this perspective, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the munafiqeen, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُ اللَّهُ مَا فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ. Those Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows in their heart. فأعرض عنهم, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال وَقُلْ لَهُمْ فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ قَوْلًا بَغِيًّا. Reprimand them, tell them something like hurtful deep into their heart, so they might change, The next فائدة قال عظموا روى عمر رضي الله تعالى عنه أنه رأى مصحفا صغيرا. So here the size also it depends on the situation that we're talking about. The size, it does not have an impact, or there does not have truly an importance in the concept or the topic that we're talking about. But listen to this hadith and then you can, understanding within the social context of today. قال عن عمر رضي الله تعالى عنه أنه رأى مصحفا صغيرا. He saw a mushaf very small in the hand of a person. فقال من كتبه? Who wrote this? قال أنا. This person قال me who wrote this. فضربه بدره. He hit him with the stick. وقال عظموا القرآن. Glorify the Quran. Now you see, subhanAllah, when you write something very small, in a way you'll not be able to read it. So it becomes like, subhanAllah, kind of reducing from the glorification of the Quran to have it small. And remember, this is we're talking about a situation where people, they do not have pens, they do not have ink, they do not have all what we do have today. So we're talking about people before, they used to write it on the leather, on the skin of the animals, on the large bones. So that's so to write it to be clear. So here the purpose of the Quran, when you're going to spread it, it needs to be clear. When you need it to be clear, to have to be a big writing, so it will be able to spread it, to learn it, to teach it, and so on. So then from the glorification of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have a big mushaf. And not the case today. Not the case today, because you have it, mashallah, on your phone. Therefore here the purpose or the way how you express the glorification of the Quran is how connected you are to the Quran, how connected. But to have a big mushaf at the time is also kind of reflecting how much you glorify the Quran and how much you take care of the Quran and how much you care about the Quran and you are close to the Quran. قال for this reason قال عن إبراهيم النخعي قال يكره أن يكتب المصحف في الشيء الصغير. It is disliked that the mushaf to be written in a small thing. So imagine when you don't have enough space, you got to make the letter smaller and smaller to the point that you cannot read it and you cannot review it. So this is the spirit of this فائدة إن شاء الله. فنسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يفقهنا في الدين ويعلمنا بفضله وكرمه التأويل ويجعلنا من أتباع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ويهدينا بهديه ويجعلنا من عباده المتقين المتوكلين. اللهم ربنا أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم اجعلنا ذكارين شكارين مطواعين لك خاضعين يا رب العالمين. اللهم تقبل منا أجمعين وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا توفنا برحمتك مسلمين. وصل اللهم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما وجزاكم الله خيرا.